Next topic is packing efficiency. Packing efficiency means how much percent of the total unit cell, this suppose this one is our unit cell, cubic unit cell we have. So we have certain volume, this unit cell has certain volume. So how much percentage of this available volume of unit cell is occupied by constituent particle is known as packing efficiency of this unit cell. So we'll define packing efficiency as the percentage of total space. Suppose if this one is side of this cube is A, then total volume is A cube. So percentage of the total space of unit cell, total space A cube occupied by constituent particle, whatever space volume is available. If you are in class or if you are in your room, then there is certain space in your room, and in that space there is your stuffs, your books are there and other stuffs are there. So of the total volume, whatever available volume you have in your room, how much part is occupied by your stuffs, that is packing efficiency of your room. Similarly, how much space, available space of unit cell is occupied by constituent particles is packing efficiency of that unit cell, because in a unit cell we know constituent particles are present, so it will occupy certain space. So how much percent of the total space of unit cell is occupied by constituent particle, that will be the packing efficiency of that unit cell. So here we are going to study packing efficiency. Next one is packing fraction. Packing fraction and packing efficiency are almost same. Here we will replace percentage word with fraction. Fraction of the total space of unit cell occupied by constituent particle is known as packing fraction. Now if this occupancy is discussed in terms of volume occupied by the constituent particle divided by total volume, then it is called fraction. The difference between fraction and percentage is that in case of percentage we calculate in 100 part, that in 100 part of the volume how much part is occupied by the constituent particles. But if we talk about the packing fraction, it is the volume occupied by the constituent particles divided by total volume of unit cell. So relation between packing efficiency and packing fraction is packing efficiency is equals to packing fraction multiplied by 100. So if we multiply packing fraction by with 100, then we'll get packing efficiency of unit cell. Now we are going to calculate packing efficiency of simple cubic unit cell. So in packing efficiency of simple cubic unit cell, this is our simple cubic unit cell. In which constituent particles are present at all the 8 corners of cube. So if we see here unit cell, as I have told earlier that in case of unit cell, constituent particles touch each other, means they are in close contact with each other. So this one is our simple cubic unit cell, and we have represented it by a simple one side in which 2 constituent particles are present, and these constituent particles are present at all the 8 corners, here, 4 upside corner and 4 corners down side. But here I am representing only constituent particles at 2 corners. And to understand the packing efficiency, we can represent this in 2 dimensional also. If we represent in 2 dimension, then we'll have square, and this square at two corners we have two atoms or constituent particles. This one is radius of the sphere and this one is also radius of the sphere. So from here, if this side is A, from this we can say that A is equals to R plus R, and this will be equals to A equals to 2R. So this we had got a relationship between radius of sphere and the edge length of square or cube. So we can write R equals to A by 2. Now if we calculate the Z is total number of constituent particles per unit cell or contribution of constituent particles per unit cell Z. Then we know that total number of corners are 8 and contribution of each corner is 1 by 8. So if we multiply this, we will get 1. So in each unit cell there is one constituent particle, means there is one sphere. And if we calculate the volume of a sphere, then volume of a sphere is given by the formula. Volume of a sphere is given by the formula 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is the volume, total volume occupied by the constituent particle. So obviously we will multiply it here by 1. So total volume occupied by the constituent particle, total volume occupied by constituent particle will be equals to constituent particle will be equals to Z, that is number of atoms per unit cell, into volume of one sphere, because we have assumed that all the constituent particles are spherical in shape. Volume of one sphere. So this will be equals to, here in this case, 1 into 4 by 3 pi r cube, and this will be equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube. Now total volume of the unit cell, if we talk about the total volume of unit cell, then we know that cube has volume, A cube. So total volume of unit cell, and it is cubical unit cell, and we know that volume of cube is A cube. So this will be equals to A cube. So total volume of unit cell will become equals to A cube, and we have established relation between edge length A and the radius of sphere, and that relation is A is equals to 2R. So we can write volume of cube in terms of radius of sphere, and that will be equals to 2R whole cube, and whole cube of 2 will be 8R cube. So here the edge length will be A equals to 8R cube. Now we have to find the packing fraction and packing efficiency. In the formula we know that packing fraction is equals to volume of, we may write Z into 4 pi r cube divided by A cube, where Z is number of constituent particles per unit cell, 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 pi r cube is volume of one constituent particle, and A cube is volume of unit cell. So we can write here Z into 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by 2r का whole cube, that will be equals to 8r cube. If we take cube of 2r, we'll have 8r cube. R cube will cancel out from here. 4 to the 8, and we'll have z, value of z is 1. So we can write here pi divided by, downside we have 2 only, 2 into 3 is equals to pi by 6. Pi by 6 will be packing fraction, and if we solve this one, we'll get pi by 6 is equals to 0.524. We know that packing efficiency is equals to is equals to 0.524 multiplied by 100. We have right now seen the formula that packing efficiency is equals to packing fraction multiplied by 100. So 0.524 multiplied by 100 will be equals to 52.4%. Now we'll express the value in 52.4%. So in case of simple cubic unit cell, the 52.4% part of unit cell is occupied by constituent particles. So this was the packing fraction and packing efficiency of simple cubic unit cell. Now we'll see packing efficiency and packing fraction of body centered unit cell. Now if we see body centered unit cell, in BCC we know that constituent particles are present at the corners as well as at the body center. Body center means center of the cube. So constituent particles are present at the corners, these corners, as well as on the center of the unit cell. Now if we draw this in 2 dimension, we'll get the equivalent structure that will look something like this. So actually we have to find this diagonal. So this one is our first sphere, this one will be our second sphere, and this one will be our third sphere. If we join this one, but here in this case this will be diagonal of this part will be diagonal of square. This will not be A, and that you can understand from this 3-dimensional structure. If we see this one, this here, from this point to this point, then we have to take this length, and this we have to take. To find this one, we have this right angle triangle. If I join from here, to understand this we will use the model. You can see this model. If this is BCC, then constituent particles are present at all the 8 corners of the unit cell as well as the body center. Body center means here. So now suppose one unit cell here, another unit cell here, and one unit cell at the center. So you can see this diagonal from this point to this point and touching this corner. You can understand in this cubic unit cell also, this point, then here in the center, body center is there, then this one. So this line joining from here to here will be the diagonal, as well as if we have to find this point to this point, we have to take this right angle triangle. This angle will be 90 degree. So we have to take this right angle triangle. So first this edge length is already given, and from this square we have to find this diagonal, and then from Pythagoras theorem we can determine this value. Once we determine this value, we can establish relation between edge length and radius of this sphere. So that's why in 2D structure this part is diagonal of square. So if we talk about the diagonal of the square, it will be equals to, if this value, this will be under root, we know that in right angle triangle, if we have to find this diagonal, then this diagonal, or we have to find this diagonal will be a square plus a square under root, and that will be equals to root 2a. So here the value of this diagonal will be root 2a, and this part is edge length a. So from this formula, if we calculate this diagonal, then will be a square plus root 2 a square and then square root. We can write here also, if we find this diagonal, if we have to find this diagonal, let's suppose, and this diagonal will be equals to what? This one is r radius, and this is passing through center, so this will be 2r, and this one will be r. So total r is r plus 2r plus r, 4r, and this 4r is equals to, we can write here, 4r is equals to under root of a square plus root 2a square, and this will be equals to 4r a square, square of root 2 will be 2, and a square, 2a square under root, and this will be equals to under root 3a square is equals to root 3a. From here we can establish relation a is equals to 4 by root 3 r. So this is the relationship between edge length and radius of the sphere. Once we have determined this one, then next we have to find the number of atoms per unit cell. So if we calculate number of atoms per unit cell Z, then earlier we have studied Z will be equals to contribution from the corner, that is 1 by 8 into total number of corners 8, and plus 1 is at the body center, 1 constituent particles, and this will be equals to 2. So total number of constituent particle is 2. Now we'll apply the formula, that is packing fraction. So packing efficiency in BCC, Z will be equals to contribution from each corner, that is 1 by 8 into 8 plus 1, this will be equals to 2. So if we talk about the packing fraction, then packing fraction will be equals to, so Z is contribution per atom, contribution of atoms per unit cell. So Z will be equals to 1 by 8 into 8 plus 1 equals to 2. Packing fraction will be Z into 4 by 3 pi r cube by a cube. In place of Z we will place 2 into 4 by 3 pi r cube, and a will be equals to 4r by root 3 whole cube, and if we solve this one, we will have overall value will come for BCC 0.68, and we know that packing efficiency is 100 into packing fraction. So packing efficiency PE will be packing fraction into 100, and this will be approximately equals to 68%. So out of total volume of unit cell, 68% is occupied by, so percentage of volume occupied will be 68%, and empty space will be equals to 100 minus 68%, that will be equals to 32%. So 32% will be empty and 68% will be occupied by constituent particles. Now next is packing efficiency and packing fraction in FCC, face centered unit cell. FCC. So the packing efficiency, first we'll calculate the Z. Z will be equals to, in case of face centered unit cell, constituent particles are present at each corners as well as on each face, and contribution of one corner to the unit cell is 1/8 and contribution of one face to the unit cell is 1/2. So total number of atoms per unit cell will be contribution from one corner into total number of corners 8 plus contribution of one face into total number of face into 6. This will be equals to 1 plus 3 is equals to 4. So the packing fraction will be equals to, if we calculate packing fraction, then packing fraction will be 4 into volume of, here this is Z, number of constituent particles per unit cell, into volume of one constituent particle, 4/3 pi r cube divided by a cube, and this will be equals to 16/3 a cube into pi r cube. And now we have to establish relation between A and R. So if we see the one face, this is the one face in case of FCC, that we'll understand with the help of model. If you see this model, you can see this is the one face, and on this face constituent particle is present here at the center at this corner. So you can see R, here total will be R plus 2R plus R, 4R, and here we have 2 edge length. If we have to find this diagonal, we need this edge length and this edge length. So we'll draw the two-dimensional structure. So this total will be 4R and this one is edge length A, edge length A. So we can write 4R is equals to under root of A square plus A square, and that is equals to root 2 A 4R, and from here A will be equals to 4R by root 2, and this on solving will get 2 root 2 R, because 4 can be written as 2 into 2 and 2 is equals to root 2 into root 2, root 2 will cancel out, we will get 2 root 2. So here in place of this A, if we place 2 root 2 R whole cube, then cube of 2 will become 8 and cube of root 2 will become 2 root 2 and cube of R will become R cube. So if we write this value, we will have 3 cube of 2, 8 cube of root 2, 2 root 2, and cube of R will be R cube. So here this one will cancel out, R cube, and 16 will cancel out here. So we will have pi by 3 root 2. Pi by 3 root 2, and if we calculate this value, we will get approximately 0.74. We know that packing efficiency is equals to packing fraction into 100. So if we calculate packing efficiency, then packing efficiency will be equals to packing fraction into 100, and that is 0.74 into 100, and that will be equals to 74%. So total space occupied in the unit cell, percentage of space occupied will be 74% in case of FCC, and empty space will be percent of empty space will be empty space will be 26%. So this was about packing efficiency and packing fraction in SCC, BCC and FCC.